Good morning, student. Today we are going to continue our lesson number second, New Kings and Kingdoms. So, student, till now we have learned in the chapter after the death of King Harshvardhana, what were the different effect took places in the northern part of the India. That also affected the Deccan Plateau and the other parts of India. This also affected the western parts of the India, and today we are going to study about the western part of the India. Student, let me explain whatever the things we have talked here. I have explained to you the tripartite struggle between the three dynasties, that is the Gurjara and Pratiharas from the Gujarat area, Rashtrakutas from the Deccan place and the Palas from the Bengal. And who were their main leaders? This also we have talked in the earlier video. So, student, like this way, whatever we have talked, hope so you have gone through and you have understood all the things in proper way. At the time when the three kinds of dynasty were having the struggle for the capital of King Harshvardhana Kannauj place, and this place is one of the rich province and one of the rich source for all kinds of the agricultural, for different kinds of trade, and because of the plenty of the water, the rivers. Okay, so this place was the one kind of epicenter for all kinds of the dynasties, especially three dynasty who are fighting and who just have fought for they have done the struggle, they have did the struggle, and this is known as a tripartite struggle. For them, that is the Palas, Rashtrakutas, Gurjara and Pratiharas. Along this one, there were the many other dynasties also. This we have talked already. So today, student, we are going to learn about the Rajput clans. It means the western part of the India. Especially, the Rajput were the vassals of Pratiharas. Vassals means those who are the Jagirdars. It means those Jagirdars means those who are having the big lands. So earlier Pratiharas were there, and after in place of Pratiharas, the Rajput rulers they have ruled over India. So especially the western part of India, Rajput rulers were brave. They were very honest, and there is a lots of story is explaining and lots of the descriptions we are learning from the different kinds of the books and the stories, the value and the bravery scenes of and the stories of the Rajput rulers. So student, today we are going to learn about the rise of the Rajput clans. It means how the Rajput rulers they have arose in the western part of India. So we can understand here when the tripartite struggle was going. So this also gave the number of kingdoms throughout north and central India. Okay, so they were fighting with each other, and afterwards some of they have declined. It means some they destroyed, and some other kinds of the different dynasty has been started there. Started to rule over the different places. So in this way we can understand the Rajput rulers who claim themselves they are the ancestors or they are the descent from the sun. Sun means they are the Surya Vanshi, and some other trace their origin to the lunar family. Lunar family means of the ancient Pandavas. It means Chandravanshim. So in this way we can understand how the different Rajput rulers they were just considering themselves someone from the Surya Vansham and some were the Chandra Vansham. Collectively all of them were the called Rajput. So Rajput rulers were they are the descent from the sun. It means Surya Vanshim, and they are some of the ancient lunar family or the Pandavas. They are known as the Chandravanshim. So in this way we can understand. Here you can see the picture of Prithviraj Chauhan, and you will come to know who was the Prithviraj Chauhan. Now next student we can understand what is given here. So afterwards if we are learning more about the Rajput rulers, so the meaning of Rajput in the Sanskrit is a Rajputra. Rajputra means the son of a king. Those who are the son of a king, they are known as Rajput. or we can understand someone of the royal lineage. It means those who are from the royal family. It means from the king family. They are known as a Rajput. Rajput means the king of a son, the son of a king. So in this way we can understand Rajput was a one Sanskrit word that is has been Rajput is a word which is originated from the Sanskrit word Rajputra. Now there are the lots of story just I have given in the introduction, students. Rajput rulers were the great. They are having their valor, and they are having the great bravery and the courage. Okay, and that's why they are too famous in among their enemies also. Like if we talk about, there are the some other clans like the Chauhans or Chahamanas emerged as the most powerful one after the Tripartite struggle. It means they are not the Chauhans or the Chahamanas. So Chauhans were the vassals or the Pratiharas. It means Pratiharas were one kind of dynasty. We have learning from this chapter only. So Chauhans were the vassals. Vassals means Jagidars or Pratiharas. Their greatest ruler was Prithviraj Chauhan. Just now we have seen his picture here, Prithviraj Chauhan. Now in the further topic you will learn more about him, who has also been referred by the historians as Raj Pitroha. Okay, so in this way we can understand about Prithviraj Chauhan. Now student, what is given here, good to know. It is explaining about you what happened. There is a story of Prithviraj Chauhan. Okay, in the Kannauj there was a king Jayachand. So Jayachand was having the one daughter Sanjukta. Sanjukta was his daughter, and actually Prithviraj Chauhan loved her, and he just ran away to Sanjukta, and after both they got married. So Jayachand was one of the, we can say, dangerous or one of the horrible person for Prithviraj Chauhan, and he was one of the enemy also. That's why he just want to take revenge from Prithviraj Chauhan as he had ran away his daughter Sanjogita. Okay, so all the story about the love and whatever the incident took place for the Prithviraj Chauhan and his beloved Sanjogita and his wife Sanjukta, that has been given in the book Prithviraj Raso, which is written by Chand Bardai. Chand Bardai was one of the poet who was patronized by the Prithviraj Chauhan. Patronized means who was supported by Prithviraj Chauhan. So in his book, it is one kind of folklore, and that is named the Prithviraj Raso. So Prithviraj Raso is written by Chand Bardai, Chandbardai, Chand Bardai. So in this book he have wrote all about the Prithviraj Chauhan. Okay, so like this way, branch of Chauhans founded the city of Ajmer. Originally name is the Ajaya Meru. So Ajmer. So before the Ajmer name was the Ajaya Meru, and it was built by the Chauhans. It is a beautified by with the temples and palaces. So student, this is something about Prithviraj Chauhan. Now, what happened afterwards? Slowly, just we have learned in the chapter when Gurjara Pratiharas, Palas from Bengal, Rajputas from Deccan place, so they were fighting among themselves. So some of the outsider from the Arabs, okay, from the Turks, these Turks, the people, they started to move and they started to attack on the India, and slowly they captured the India, and Indian kings had totally destroy their kingdoms, and they have to left their kingdoms in their enemies' hand. So in this way, student, we can understand how the different kinds of the invaders, it means outsider, they came to India, they attacked on the Indian king, and how they got the benefited from it. Now you can see the picture is Mahmud Ghazni here. Okay, so how Turk Afghan invasions by Ghazni and Ghori. It means the Turk and the Afghans, from the Turk and the Afghans area, how they came to India and how they attacked on India and how they got succeed. So now we are going to learn about them. So what happened is when in the 10th century, So it was going on. Now I have explained to in the chapter in the starting, from the 8th century the medieval period had been starting in a country. So during the 10th century, when the century was going on, so there is a kingdom emerged in Ghazni. Ghazni is one place capital of Afghanistan. It means it was the biggest and richest place for the king of the Afghanistan at that time. Okay, so there was the one person that his name is the Mahmud Ghazni. It is given here Mahmud Ghaznavi, or we are calling his name Mahmud Ghazni. Student, you can understand during the 1000 and 1027 century, it means 1000 and 1027 century, during this 27 years he attacked on India at least 17 times. It is a story about Mahmud Ghazni or Mahmud Ghaznavi, who came from who came from Afghanistan. And Afghanistan, there is a one place Ghazni. That's why his name only Ghaznavi. So when he heard about India, it means Bharatvarsh, Aryavrat, there is the one subcontinent, there is the one place, it is the richest place, and here is lots of the prosperity. The people are very rich here. He heard about the wealth and richness of the India, जो भारत का जो धन दौलत उसके बारे में सब सुन रखा उसने. So what happened? He just came to India. He plundered. He attacked at least 17 times during the 1000 to 1027 century. And he plundered the richest city North India, especially Nagarkot, Thaneshwar also the place of King Harshvardhana, Mathura and Kannauj. Kannauj is the capital of King Harshvardhana. So student, in this way we can understand how the Mahmud Ghazni, he came to India, and when he heard about the richness and the wealth of the India, then he attacked on India. So there is a lots of story. Okay, Mahmud Ghazni there is a one temple in the Gujarat, in Somnath temple. He totally destroyed that temple. So student, when he heard about the richness and wealth about the India, he came here. His purpose is only to attack on India, to plunder India, and after whatever the wealth of the India, have to take his capital Ghazni, his place Ghazni, and make it very special and beautified it with the special gems and the ratnas, different kinds of jewelries. So it is about the Afghan ruler. Okay, that is the Muhammad Ghaznavi. Now we will study about what happened, what he done afterwards. So here student, you can understand when he attacked here. So what he have done here. So not only this place, this only the picture I am just talking about. This is the Somnath temple. Okay, this is still you can search about. Student, after our Rajput rulers, they have reconstructed this temple and they saved it from its whatever the condition was there. So you can understand at least 17 times also when he attacked to India. So that time he attacked this Somnath temple in Gujarat. It was one of the prosperous temple at that time. Okay, so what he have done for this temple. So student, not only this place, he also have attacked and occupied the Punjab and the Multan. It means which area is comes in the Pakistan area. Suppose this is India map. Okay, this side. So here Punjab, and so this side Pakistan, and this area all were in the India at that time before the independence. Okay, so this is the Punjab and the Multan area. He attacked these places and exposed the weakness of the Indian ruler. Exposed means he came to know what is the weakness of the Indian rulers. They are very weak. They are not having the unity. That's why he took the advantages of their weakness. So in this way, what he have done, just now I have explained to you, he used the wealth he looted from the India to beautify Ghazni. It is said about him that whatever he have looted, whatever he have plundered from India, whatever the jewelry and the money, the whatever the things, after he beautified his place Ghazni, his capital Ghazni. Okay, so it is a story of Mahmud Ghazni, who came from Afghanistan, and how many times and what the condition he have done. Now afterwards, when you can understand, Al-Biruni is one of the writer. It means one of the Persian scholar who wrote the book India and called the Kitab ul Hind or Tehqiq-e Hind. He wrote 2 books, that is the Kitabul Hind and Tehqiq Hind, that is explaining about the Ghazni. Okay, he came with the Ghazni, Mahmud Ghazni here, and whatever the Indian expeditions he wrote in this book. And this is a rich source of information about India at that time. Okay, Kitabul Hind and Tehqiq Hind. In this book, we can understand whatever the incident took place at that time. Afterwards, this attack didn't stop here. It had been left for the further time. It means you can see one of the picture here, Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori. Okay, Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori, you can see the picture. He was one of the Turk. So what he have done during the 1175, it means first time 1175. Okay, 1175, when he heard about India, he came here. So first time there is a 2 battle of Tarain, 2 famous battle of Tarain. First battle in 1191 CE. Okay, so 1191 CE, there is a battle between Prithviraj Chauhan and Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori. Actually, what happened is, student, just now I have explained to you Chandra Bardai book Prithviraj Raso. There is the story of Prithviraj Chauhan and his wife Sanjukta, who was the daughter of Jaichand. After this incident, when Prithviraj Chauhan ran away his daughter Sanjukta, it means Jaichand's daughter, so he got, it means Jaichand got very angry and he just want to take revenge from Prithviraj Chauhan. Okay, that's why he got the chance. So in this way, Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori, when he came to India, he had to fight with Prithviraj Chauhan, the first battle of Tarain, that is 1191 CE. But in this battle, Prithviraj Chauhan was one of the brave Rajput ruler. We just have explained here, we just have talked. There were the great stories about the courage and the bravery and the valor of राजपूत रूलर्स, उनके साहस की, उनकी हिम्मत की बड़ी कहानियाँ हुआ करती थी. ओके, सो दैट्स वाई स्टूडेंट व्हाट हैपन in the first battle of Tarain 1191, Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. But what happened in 1192, just after the 1 year, Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori, he got the support by Jaichand, who was one of the greatest enemy of Prithviraj Chauhan. Okay, so in this way he just helped to Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori, and with the help of Jaichand, Muhammad Ghori defeated to Prithviraj Chauhan in the second battle of Tarain, that is took place in 1192. After one student, when Prithviraj Chauhan died, okay, this is a very great story behind it. If you go to history, so there is lots of point about it. So you have to understand, after the second battle of Tarain, that is took place the 1192, it was the ending of the Rajput rulers in India and starting of the outsider ruler. Okay, so that's afterwards happened. 2 persons came here. Just now we have talked here. 2 persons came here. First one is the Mahmud Ghaznavi. Mahmud Ghaznavi came here with the reason to plunder India and to rob all the money, to take all the richness and the wealth from India and beautify his capital, his place Ghazni. This was the only his motive. He was not having any intention to rule over India. But the second one, it means Muhammad Ghori, he was having the only one intention to establish an empire in India. It means उसको क्या बनना था? He have to become a ruler of India. He have to occupy as a king, as a sultan of India. So this is a differentiate between them. First one, the former one, want to take only the jewelry, the richness, the wealth of India, whereas the second one, okay, the latter one want to take only establish an empire in India. So this is a story of both the Afghan and the Turk. Okay, friend, you have to understand, this is a story how this has been changed the history of India. Okay, so in this way we can understand. Now, what was the impact of the invasions? It means whatever the attacked on the India, what happened? So this only had given the chance to new kind of the culture in the India, as happened in the past with the coming of the Huns and Kushnas. Okay, before that also we are having the different kinds of dynasty who came to India. So now student, the Arabs and the Turks when they came to India, so it also given the different kinds of religious culture prevailing in India at the time, the consisting of the idol worship and the elaborate rituals. It means when the different kind of the people will come to India, so it will give the rise and the some cultural the social changes in a country. Okay, now we can understand after this incident our India have ruled by the different rulers almost 4-5 centuries. It means it has been started from 1025 or 1192 until 1526. Okay, it is not 1526 only. This is the Mughal Empire, the starting of the Mughal Empire, but it had been lasted for the many of years. So very for the 7 and 8 century, it means 7 to 800 years. How the medieval history we are learning, the medieval history, how the different invaders they attack. Here they rule over India for a long time. Among them, the Delhi Sultanate rulers. It means they were known as sultans, and afterwards Mughal emperors. So student, in this way we can understand today in this chapter you have learnt about the Rajput rulers. Who were the Rajput rulers? They were the descendants of Suryavanshim and Chandravanshim. Okay, it means Suryavanshim and Chandravanshim were their ancestors. Afterwards, when I have explained to you the Rajput rulers, who were the Rajput rulers and how their stories were very famous among the people. The story of bravery and courage were very famous among the people. Afterwards, when we have learnt about the Prithviraj Chauhan, one of the book written by Prithviraj, also named, written by Chandrabardai. Afterwards, we have gone through the two plundered, it means two attacker who came from the Turk in Afghanistan, and Mahmud Ghaznavi who came to India in the intention to take all the wealth and money from India and to beautify his place. Second one is the Shahabuddin Muhammad Ghori. He having the only one intention to establish an empire in India. So student, in this way, this is the explaining and the something about the topic. I have explained to you 1192 when the second battle of Tarain took place. That one, the ending of the Chauhan's dynasty, it means Rajput ruler. One of the brave Rajput ruler, Prithviraj Chauhan, died at that time. So it is a starting of the new era of the medieval history in India. So next chapter you will come to know. So hope so whatever you have learned and understood in the chapter, and student, this map also explaining to so many things. Still this you can see, just now I am explaining about the Multan place is here. Okay, so earlier, now it is in the comes in the Pakistan, but like the Lahore, Peshawar, now you can see Afghanistan, the Ghazni here, Kandahar. Okay, so earlier this place was known as the this real Ghur, it is written, it is a Mahmud Ghori place. Okay, Ghazni, it is the Mahmud Ghazni, and this is the Muhammad Ghori place. Ghur. Okay, so in this way we can understand. So this was the subcontinent of the India at that time. So hope so student, whatever today we have learned you will go through and you will understood this topic. Thank you and have a nice day.